Hello, this is Miss Elizabeth from Sunshine State Academy, and today I'm going to do a sorting and classification activity. So I'm going to do mine with these cutout shells, but this is an activity that you can do with real materials. So you can go to the beach or to a park and collect different shaped and sized shells. You can go get pine cones, leaves, any type of nature things. You can do it with a material you already have in your house, a toy. But I'm just going to show you with these shells, and I will have a link for this template in the bottom of the YouTube description in case you want to use the same thing. So what we're going to do is just think about sorting these using the classifications that you would usually use with shapes and colors in math, but thinking with a different type of material. So if we look at these shells, there are a variety of different shapes, sizes, and textures. So I'm going to start by size. So you can ask your child to sort them by size and remind them that it doesn't matter what shape it is. And so have them like, all right, so these two are the same size, so these are all going to go here. We look here, you can have them compare. Are these the same size? Personally, I would say that this one's a little bit smaller, so I'm going to have those in separate piles. You can do that have them do it with all the shapes, put them on top of each other if they need to if they don't understand quite the size difference, or if something's a similar size. So one way I can sort mine is by size. So I have 3 piles. I have the smaller ones, I have medium, and then I have my big ones. Now, it's really cool when you ask children to sort the same materials in a different way. It makes them think about things differently. So I'm going to mix up these shells. And now we're going to sort by texture. So this one's a little bit hard to do with the paper, but if your child has strong language, you can still do it with them. This is better with materials that they can actually touch and feel. So if we look at these, this texture has the lines, and if you think about a real shell like this, right here I have one, it's bumpy if you feel it. So I'm going to say that this is a bumpy texture, and we'll put that here. If we look here, the lines on this shell and how these are all, the spiral creates a new ridge each time, I'm going to say that this is also bumpy. So we're going to put all of these in the bumpy. This small one, it's got the same lines as this big one. That also creates that bumpy texture. So I'm going to put all of these here. With the seashell, I'm going to say that this one is, I'm going to describe it as smooth. If you have a real one and you can feel it and touch it, you might have a different description, but I'm going to, for the purpose of this activity, I'm going to say that this one is smooth. So I'm going to create a smooth pile here. This shell, it does have a spiral and it has a little bit of ridge inside, but if I talk about the main part of the shell, this part, I'm going to say is smooth. So we'll put it here with smooth. So if I sort using just these shapes, or those 2 textures, smooth and bumpy, I've got 2 piles. You may have an object with different textures that you may be able to add different piles to. Now I'm going to sort one more time, but this time by color. And this is hard with the paper, but you can have your kids color. So this is where, if they really like art, you can maybe engage their creative side to this activity, and you could color the shells different colors. And then you can tell them they don't have to color all of the same shape by the same color. I can color this one green, and maybe this one green, and this one green. They all are different colors. So I put them in one pile. So we'll say that's my green pile. I'm going to pretend that I colored this one pink, and this one, and this one. So I have this pile. So now I have 2 colors. This one, the amount of piles will depend on how many colors you use. Maybe I only do 1 yellow, maybe I do these 2 red, and these 2 blue. So right now, I would have 5 piles if I had actually colored them. I'm not going to color them right now for the sake of time, but this is a great activity to have your children actually color and then sort them. The last way I'm going to explain that you can sort them is by shape. So with this one, using these specific shells, it's mostly going to be sorted by the type of shell, because most of them follow just that one shape. So we have these spiral ones here, That will go in one pile. I've got my starfish. This has a spiral, but it's more of a cone-shaped spiral, so I'm gonna sort that differently. And the piles that you use for shapes are obviously going to be different depending on what material you're using. But then if I look at these two, this one has the little corners, but I'm gonna say overall that they're the same shape. So even though they're different sizes, and this is really good to get children to think about this, even though they're different sizes, they're still the same shape. One is big and one is small. So then I'd put these ones into my last pile. Now if you want to add some counting, you can have children count how many shells are in each pile. You can talk which shape has, or which pile has more, which one has less. You can throw into those terminologies, greater, less than, but that depends on your child's level and how much they understand the concept. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.